So we'll get started with some movement. And I don't know what you're sitting on, but if you're sitting on something that has something in front of you, like a coffee table, maybe, or a desk because your computer's on it, is it possible to push it away so you have a little more space with your legs in front of you? That would be
Yeah, we
ideal.
do too.
So we're going to do it as well.
And I'll go over there because you don't need the space.
No, you're fine here.
Yeah?
Mhm.
Okay.
Okay. And then we're just going to sit at the front of our chair. And with your hands on your lap, we'll just start inhaling and pulling the shoulders up, exhaling, rolling them down. Inhaling, they'll come forward, up, and then back and down so that they're making circles. And then you can close your eyes and just feel the movement. Coordinate with the breath. And last one. Beautiful. Now we're going to roll just the left shoulder forward, up, back, and down. Just the left. And then just the right. Forward, up, back, and down. And move with your breath. Maybe inhale as you go forward and up, and exhale as you go back and down. Or maybe you like it the other way. See which feels right to you. Last one. Now, left shoulder again, back, up, forward, down, back, up, forward, down. Maybe if you close the eyes, you can almost visualize the mechanism, the structure of your shoulder circling around. And then switch right shoulder back, up, forward, down. Okay. Now we're going to test your mindfulness. This is good for your brain. It's good for your back. It's good for your shoulders. And it's a test to see how patient and forgiving you are of yourself. We're going to bring the right shoulder back, forward, up, and down while we simultaneously bring the left shoulder forward, up, back, and down. Right shoulder goes one way, left shoulder goes the other way, and that you're not alternating, they're simultaneous. Simultaneous. So here's a trick. Lift them both at the same time, bring one forward, bring one back, and then release them. Then bring the one that was back forward and the one that was forward back, lift them both at the same time, and switch. Denise got it. Elaine's got it. Linda's got it. I'm looking for you, Bruce, now. Don't have it. Now we're going to switch. Same thing, other way. Right one goes forward, left one goes back. They both go up at the same time. That's how you know you're doing it correct, is if they're both going up at the same time, both going down at the same time. This is apparently really good for breaking up the tension in the upper back and that area between the shoulder blades. And it kind of engages your brain in a way that somehow sends the message to your muscles to kind of give up and they break down the tension. Last one. Good. And then just relax. And just sit for a moment and see if that caused any tension. And just feel the tension that may be in the mind or in the body, in the neck or in the face. And then with the hands facing down on the lap, we're going to pull the hands back toward the hips, send the shoulders back, the chest out, and the eyes up. And then we're going to slide the hands toward the knees and round the back and tuck the chin. And hands back, chest out, eyes up. Inhaling there. Exhaling, grounding. Go at your own pace, taking however much time you need to complete the inhale fully and the exhale completely. And last one. And come back upright. Beautiful. Now, I don't know if any of you sit cross-legged, but if you do, this is a real help. We're going to bring the right ankle onto the top of the left thigh. And then you're going to flex that right foot. Inhale, reach the arms up. Exhale, fold forward and bring your right arm inside that triangle that gets created by your leg. Drop your head. Let the weight of your hands hang heavy. Keep the right foot flexed and breathe deep and slow. When you exhale, draw the navel back toward the spine. Let the weight of your body sink. And the more you release the weight of your body, the more sensation you might be experiencing in the hip. And see if you can practice staying relaxed and receptive and just breathe through whatever you're feeling. Maybe try to focus more on the breath than on the sensation. And then roll yourself up. Reach the arms up. Inhale. Exhale the arms down. Release the right leg. And then bring the left ankle onto the right leg just above the knee and flex the left foot. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, thread the left arm in between the legs. Hang over. Slow, long breath. See if you can feel the breath dragging through your body. Help release all of the exhale by pulling the navel back toward the spine as you breathe out. See if the inhale can come all the way up to your shoulders. Surrender the weight of the body over your legs. On your next inhale, roll up, reach up, and release the arms down, release the leg down, and then come into your meditation position.
And just take your time to get ready to take your posture for meditation. No need to hurry in this room, in this group. And when you're seated, allow yourself to begin with your eyes open. And just take a moment to look around your room, maybe taking in the different shapes in the room, the different colors, and just helping yourself to really fully arrive in your space of meditation. And then letting your head come to a natural upright at the center. Maybe drawing your chin in a little bit closer towards the spine and slightly releasing the neck down, the chin down. And when you feel ready, if you're comfortable, you can close your eyes or keep them slightly open, focusing on a point in front of you. So just taking a moment to see what serves you, the eyes open or the eyes closed, what's right for you. And with your eyes closed, you can still sense the group members practicing together. And just acknowledging that we're all here in this space together practicing mindfulness, practicing meditation. So we can form an imaginary circle that we're all sitting in this room, in the Zoom room. And perhaps for the time of practice, you can even sometimes come back just to the circle that you're sitting in, remembering that we're all practicing together as a group. As you now begin to draw your attention more inwards into your own being. So fostering an ability to practice both external and internal mindfulness. And just beginning by sensing your body as you're sitting here, feeling the connection of your buttocks with the chair or cushion or sofa. And just noticing all the touch points in your body, all the points in the body that you're connecting into something. Perhaps the hands resting in your lap, touching one another, or the hands touching your thighs or knees. And then just intentionally bring more of a softness into your body. Perhaps allowing your eyes to be soft, your lips softly touching one another. And then the tip of the tongue can just connect with the roof of the mouth. Allowing the jaw to be relaxed. The neck muscles to relax. And feel your shoulders softening too. Perhaps imagining that your shoulders are turning from ice into water and from water into gas. So there's more of a lightness in the shoulders. And then just allowing the arms and the hands to rest easily. As you bring your attention into the hands, just see what sensations you're picking up in the hands if you can. Perhaps noticing the temperature in the hands. Maybe there's a vibration or a tingling. Maybe there's a numbness where you're not feeling really anything in the hands. And our only job in this mindfulness practice is really to be aware with a loving attention to whatever presents itself. And you can move your awareness into the chest area now, just noticing if it feels tight or open or closed. Maybe noticing if there's a hardness or a softness in the area of the chest. Or anything else that presents itself there in this moment. As you move your attention down into the belly, just take a few breaths into a softening belly. Perhaps allowing the belly to grow big like a balloon with the in-breaths. And then imagining that the air is deflating out of the balloon with the out-breaths. So just taking a few breaths in this way into a softening belly. And feel the big pelvic bones and the spaciousness in the pelvis. Connecting with the solidity of the pelvic bone. and the sit bones that are grounding down into the earth, with the sense that your seat is holding you, the earth underneath is holding you, so you can really relax down into the earth. And as part of this sitting meditation practice, you can choose an anchor that will help you keep your awareness in this present moment from moment to moment. So for a lot of us, that is the breath, that we're simply following the sensations in and out, perhaps at the belly or the chest, or feeling the movement of the air coming in and out of the nostrils. So the breath can work for a lot of us, but it doesn't work for all of us. So perhaps you want to anchor yourself instead in the sensations of your hands, maybe the pressure of your buttocks as they're grounding down into your seat. Or maybe it's a whole body awareness for you. Take a moment to check in with yourself for this evening, what really works best for you as an anchor to keep you grounded from moment to moment in this practice. And just a reminder of a very basic mindfulness instruction that it's very natural that the breath, that the mind will leave the anchor after a few breaths, most likely. And that whenever you notice that that's happened is a moment of mindfulness, a moment that you can then gently return to your anchor. So meditation doesn't have to be another place of striving or where we have to feel we're doing something right or wrong, where there needs to be a lot of efforting. We can simply sit here being mindful and resting in our anchor and coming back to it the moment we notice that we've lost it, that we've lost the awareness of our anchor. And we can also notice that other experiences will also naturally arise, that there will be thoughts and feelings and sensations. And we can simply be mindful of those as well. Perhaps softly naming to ourselves what's become present. Maybe there's a tingling or a pressure or a heat in the body. We can notice that. Or maybe there's a stream of thoughts that's present that needs to move through us. We can be mindful of that as well. Most likely in the stillness of our posture, there will be emotions or feelings that arise as well. And sometimes these can be challenging. And so it's important to check in with ourselves. Am I able to hold space for these in the moment? And if they feel overwhelming, if there is a sense of deep or very strong fear, for example, maybe it's not the time to really just fully feel that or fully open into that if it feels too challenging, too overwhelming. And in those moments, we can return to the anchor, or we can open our eyes, look around the room, center ourselves again in this space. Or maybe call on a loving being to help us support through these moments of challenge. Or perhaps placing a hand on the heart or another part of the body that gives comfort. So just really learning in this place of meditation to draw on all these resources that are available to us when the practice feels too challenging. Always with a loving attention. So for these next 20 minutes, we'll move into silence with one another and with ourselves, and just using whatever instructions that feel helpful for you throughout this period of practice. And for the last part of this practice, invite your awareness into your heart center. And just imagine that your heart center is turning into a big, warm sun, like the sun that shines upon us each and every day onto the earth. And just really get in contact with the warmth of the sun at your heart. And then imagining that the sun is radiating onto the space in front of you, all the way as far as it can go, infinitely out into the space in front of you, onto all beings, shining this warmth and love onto all beings in front of you. All beings equally, no one left out. And then over to the right side of you, the sun, the same sun is shining its radiance all the way out to the right side as far as it can go, shining its light and its love evenly onto all beings in that direction. And then the space behind you, that same sun spreading its radiance all the way in back of you, shedding its light onto all beings in that direction of the universe. And then including the space to the left of you, shining this radiant light, this radiant sun onto all beings in the universe to the left of you. And then feeling this radiant light and letting it spread to the space on top of you, all the way out into the spaciousness of the sky, shining indiscriminately onto all beings in that direction. And last but not least, including the space below you, feeling that radiant light shining out from the heart center to the space below you. And spreading this love and light onto all beings in that direction. So this radiant heart extends out from the center of your chest into all directions now, like a star. And just feeling yourself and all beings bathing into this light of love. No one left out. And may all beings on this earth and beyond be filled with loving kindness. May all beings be well. May all beings be peaceful and at ease. May all beings be happy. And I encourage you to practice both a loving mindfulness and attention in your own personal meditation practice, and also to include at least a little period of loving kindness in whatever way you're accustomed to or whatever way it serves you for this next week. And yes, to a reminder that it would be great if we could all have at least a short period of a sitting practice every day, even if it's just 10 to 15 minutes, but to really include that in your daily life, to have this way of calming the heart and and feeling love from within the heart center, shining upon yourself and shining upon all beings.
And the meditations are posted on YouTube, so you can always play a recording of this very meditation, if only just the last few minutes of the loving kindness. You can do that every day.
Yeah. And so that concludes our hour of meditation and mindful movement, and we'll meet up again in 5 minutes if you can join us. So it's at about 7:32, and if you're not able to join us, we're very grateful that you were here for the first hour, and just acknowledging everyone in this room and saying goodbye if you need to leave. Thank you for your presence.
We'll just wait another minute. Ah, shoot. Okay. I'm going to try to figure out how to do the screen sharing from Bettina's computer, which I was not able to do last time, but may be able to do this time. And we will see how it goes. Otherwise, I'll send you the link and we can all open up the page. Okay, now you're seeing that, but that's not what we want you to be seeing. We want you to be seeing this.
I see it.
Voila. Can everybody see that?
I do.
Excellent. And let's see if I can simultaneously see everyone. Excellent. Okay, most everyone. Okay. So we're getting through our poem and we'll read it again together tonight and pick up where we left off last time. So why don't we start with the first letter of everybody's last name in alphabetical order. Oh, Denise didn't post her last name, so we won't do that. We'll just, I know your last name, but you don't have to change it. We'll just do the typical alphabetizing the first letter of your first name. And again, feel free to read as long as you're comfortable reading. If you want to read 4 paragraphs, read 4 paragraphs. Just really feel into yourself to know when it's been enough. And I know one week I read 1 paragraph when I was done. It just felt like that was it. So let it continue to be a mindfulness practice and just sensing what feels right to you. So since Bettina's tile is not up, we'll still have her go because she's the first in the alphabet. Okay.
The great way is not difficult for those who have no preferences. When not attached to love or hate, all is clear and undisguised. Separate by the smallest amount, however, and you are as far from it as heaven is from earth. If you wish to know the truth, then hold to no opinions for or against anything. To set up what you like against what you dislike is the disease of the mind. When the fundamental nature of things is not recognized, the mind's essential peace is disturbed to no avail. The way is perfect as vast space is perfect, where nothing is lacking and nothing is in excess.
Indeed, It is due to our grasping and rejecting that we do not know the true nature of things. Live neither in the entanglements of outer things, nor in ideas or feelings of emptiness. Be serene and at one with things, and erroneous views will disappear by themselves. When you try to stop activity to achieve quietude, your very effort fills you with activity. As long as you remain attached to one extreme or another, you will never know oneness. Those who do not live in the single way cannot be free in either activity or quietude, in assertion or denial. Deny the reality of things and you miss their reality. Assert the emptiness of things and you miss their reality. The more you talk and think about it, the further you wander from the truth. So cease attachment to talking and thinking, and there is nothing you will not be able to know.
To return to the root is to find the essence, but to pursue appearances or enlightenment is to miss the source. To awaken, even for a moment, is to go beyond appearance and emptiness. Changes that seem to occur in the empty world, we make real only because of our ignorance. Do not seek for the truth, only cease to cherish opinions.
Am I next?
I might be next.
H?
Yeah. Oh,
No, Elaine.
okay. Do not remain in a dualistic state. Avoid such easy habits carefully. If you attach even to a trace of this and that, of right and wrong, the mind essence will be lost in confusion. Although all dualities arise from the one, do not be attached even to ideas of this one. When the mind exists undisturbed in the way, there is no objection to anything in the world. And when there is no objection to anything, things cease to be in the old way. When no discriminating attachment arises, the old mind ceases to exist. Let go of things as separate existences, and mind too vanishes. Likewise, when the thinking subject vanishes, so too do the objects created by the mind.
I guess it's H is up. Okay. Is there an F or a G? No. Okay. The arising of other gives rise to self. Giving rise to self generates others. Know these seeming two faces as facets of the one fundamental reality. In this emptiness, these two are really one, and each contains all phenomena. If not comparing nor attached to refined and vulgar, you will not fall into judgment and opinion. The great way is embracing and spacious. To live in it is neither easy nor difficult. Those who rely on limited views are fearful and irresolute. The faster they hurry, the slower they go. To have a narrow mind and to be attached to getting enlightenment is to lose one's center and go astray. When one is free from attachment, all things are as they are, and there is neither coming nor going.
When in harmony with the nature of things, your own fundamental nature will, sorry. When in harmony with the nature of things, your own fundamental nature, and you will walk freely. I'm sorry, I'm missing the screen. I'll pass. Thanks.
I'll read Lauren's part if I may. Um, I can't see it though, it disappeared off my screen. Okay, there it is, it's back. Hey. Okay. When in harmony with the nature of things, your own fundamental nature, and you will walk freely and undisturbed. However, when mind is in bondage, the truth is hidden, and everything is murky and unclear. And the burdensome practice of judging brings annoyance and weariness. What benefit could be derived from attachment to distinctions and separations?
Linda?
So Lauren, you're just going to skip. Do you want to
Yeah,
try?
Lauren is going to pass. She's having trouble with her screen.
Okay. Okay. If you wish to move in the one way, do not dislike the worlds of senses and ideas. Indeed, to embrace them fully is identical with true enlightenment. The wise person attaches to no goals, but the foolish person fetters himself or herself. There is one Dharma without differentiation. Distinctions arise from the clinging needs of the ignorant. To seek mind with a discriminating mind is the greatest of mistakes. Rest and unrest derive from illusion. With enlightenment, attachment to liking and disliking ceases. All dualities come from ignorant inference. They are like dreams, phantoms, hallucinations. It is foolish to try to grasp them. Gain and loss, right or wrong, finally abandon all such thoughts at once.
If the eye never sleeps, all dreams will naturally cease. If the mind makes no discriminations, the 10,000 things are as they are, of single essence. To realize the mystery of this one essence is to be released from all entanglements. When all things are seen without differentiation, the one self-essence is everywhere revealed. No comparisons or analogies are possible in this causeless, relationless state of just this one. When movement stops, there is no movement. And when no movement, there is no stopping. When such dualities cease to exist, oneness itself cannot exist. To this ultimate state, no law or description applies. For the realized mind at one with the way, all self-centered striving ceases. Doubts and irresolutions vanish, and the truth is confirmed in you. With a single stroke, you are freed from bondage. Nothing clings to you, and you hold to nothing. All is empty, clear, self-illuminating, with no need to exert the mind. Here, thinking, feeling, understanding, and imagination are of no value. In this world, as it really is, there is neither self nor other than self.
To know this reality directly is possible only through practicing non-duality. When you live this non-separation, all things manifest the one, and nothing is excluded. Whoever comes to enlightenment, no matter when or where, realizes personally this fundamental source. This Dharma truth has nothing to do with big or small, with time and space. Here, a single thought is as 10,000 years, not here, not there, but everywhere, always right before your eyes, infinitely large and infinitely small, no difference. For definitions are irrelevant and no boundaries can be discerned. So likewise with existence and non-existence.
Don't waste your time in arguments and discussion attempting to grasp the ungraspable. Each thing reveals the one manifests as all things. To live in this realization is not to worry about perfection or non-perfection. To put your trust in the heart mind is to live without separation. And in this non-duality, you are one with your life source.
Oh, sorry. There we go.
Words, words. The way is beyond language, for in it there is no yesterday, no tomorrow, no today.
Thank you. So I had previously posted in the chat the portion for tonight, but I'm going to add some because as we read through it, I realized we did cover a lot of what I've already posted. So I'm going to add the next paragraph as well.
I may have joined
I
late.
don't have anything in the chat.
Me neither.
So I guess if I sent it before you joined, it may not show up. So that's perfect. I will send it again. It's going crazy on me. 1 second. All right. Let's go nice and slow. I'm going to do it in the form of 3 different chats because Linda and I were experimenting earlier. And no matter what I did to try to make spaces between the paragraphs, they never showed. So I'm going to do 3 separate chats. That's the first.
Words, words. I see them.
There's 1. There's 2. And then there's the next one in case we get to it. So, last week we started to cover the paragraph, "The Great Way is embracing and spacious." But I did feel like we never commented on the last line of the previous paragraph. "If not comparing nor attached to refined and vulgar, you will not fall into judgment and opinion." So I just wanted to include that in case anybody wanted to say anything about it. And obviously also include the paragraph that we were on last time and then the following one. So maybe if we can just look at the first 2 chats to begin with and see if there's anything left there that wants to be discussed. And if not, we'll move on, but just ignore those. That was from before. So we're doing this one, and this one. Hmm.
Did we ever clarify what it means, what these words mean to us, refined and vulgar? I can't remember.
We didn't really talk about that particular sentence, which is
Mhm.
why I
Mhm.
reposted it, even though
Mhm.
it's from the previous paragraph.
Mhm. But that's where what we're looking at right now, right? Is we're looking at that particular.
We're looking at that and the whole entire next
Okay.
one, and
Okay.
you can speak to whatever calls to you.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to pause the recording. We can take a moment, and if you like to close your eyes or take your gaze to one spot just to collect your attention. I invite you to notice what you're noticing about this moment. So rather than just going to your breath or whatever anchor you're using, see if you can just open your awareness and notice what attracts you to be attentive to it. And then, is there an attachment to this? Is there an evaluation? Is there a judgment? What are you aware of in your own mind in relation to what you're noticing? That's the crux of the practice. What we notice doesn't matter. It's what does our mind do with whatever we're aware of? Just be curious. And I'm going to invite you to just put in the chat. Just maybe state what you became aware of and what you noticed your mental response was to it. Thank you all for sharing that in that brief little second. And really that's the practice that we can do every moment of every day. That's the practice. We meditate purely to strengthen our ability to pay attention to what the mind is perceiving and how it's responding. Because if we go through life noticing our mind's responses, we become more and more aware of how much our happiness depends not on our conditions, but on our responses to those conditions. And we become more and more aware of our attachments. And the more we become aware of our attachments, the more we become able to let them go and see things as they actually are. Which brings wisdom, which in turn helps us to know what the skillful thing to do in the moment is, and in turn, how to be happy. So that's the crux right there. Just notice in every moment how you responded, how your mind responds to whatever you're aware of. And I want to repeat Bettina's encouragement to practice a few minutes of loving kindness every day this week. And if you don't know, we post these every week on the YouTube channel, which you can find under Z Marcus.